Hey, this is Kellen Cash, and I want you guys to know this is going to be a real and raw conversation. I don't want to call it an interview because it's too tight. It's too close for me to call it an interview because I know some of the story, but I'm talking right now with Zay Coleman, aka Zeeduh Mac, aka y'all might have known him as Skrill Gates, aka Three the Hard Way. I'm just throwing out the AKAs with Zay. What's going on?
What's up with it, man? You know, it's California Zeeduh in this motherfucker, you know what I'm saying? Fresh out the federal institution, you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm saying? And I'm just fucking with my nigga on the double roll, you know what I'm saying? K Cash, you know what I'm saying? On the real and Rizal, you feel me? All the way live from the nation's capital, you know what I'm talking about? Letting it be known, you feel me? The kid home, and you feel me? It's real big, it's bigger than you and me, you know what I'm saying? Like it's supposed to be, you know what I'm talking about? Straight like that, you know what I mean?
Yeah, well, check this out. And just for the parents listening on YouTube or whatever you're listening, we're going to try to keep this as PG-13 as we can. But sometimes certain language may come out, and that's just the way the story is told. So I just want to let you know, but we do want, if your kids are out there thinking that they live in the life, you're going to hear it from somebody who's really lived the life and has dealt with the good and the bad and the consequences. Cause you came home, it's been about, 3.5 years, because there was a lot of stuff that you were dealing with, besides this charge. Can you talk about what brought you to the federal penitentiary? And, we'll start there.
Well, I was finessing and jigging, you know what I mean, like Scooter, you feel me, like Future, you know what I'm saying, getting free bands, you know what I'm saying, through moving narcotics, you know what I'm saying. I had a little hustle to where, you know what I'm saying, I had put together a little recipe, you know what I mean, when it comes down to hitting dive bars and strip bars and raves, and I was basically, how can I put it? I was exploiting, you know what I'm saying, certain party favors to where I could go into an environment and I could present one, but I could sell it as three. So it would look like one, but it could also look like something else and look like something else. And the customers wouldn't know the difference. To whereas off the presentation and my mouthpiece, the way me being a salesman, knowing how to utilize certain steps, you know what I'm saying, to sales and marketing, those strategies allowed me, through being in those environments, to know how to play my part and extract money out these individuals by exploiting their habit through me being a businessman. And within that, it became a routine. And through that routine, it became a business that was lucrative, to where I started to travel and get further away from home. LA, Vegas, all through Northern California, Central California, you know what I mean? The Sunshine State, down south, you know what I mean? I would hit areas where I would only be the only one that would look like me. And if there were others that looked like me, I knew they didn't have a game that I had, so therefore it still prepared me to be the individual in that environment who had the power, because I had the party favors, which gave me the control and the power in the environment. And that's where my new movement was birthed. That's where it came from, discreet grinding. I'm already in your environment, but I'm in your environment having a couple of hours just enjoying myself. Now, when you get in my business and you gravitate to the success of me being a new individual in this environment, you know what I mean? Now it's my duty to extract a couple of dollars out you by finessing you, because I didn't come to your environment with the priority or with the mind state, let me let you know who I am and this is what I'm doing. But once we broke the ice, had a conversation, had a few drinks, and we got the ball rolling, and we were able to shoot the ball and shoot the SHIT, I should say, you know what I mean? Then it was only right for me to do what I do. And basically, what ended up happening, what happens is, to keep a long story short, you know what I mean? Through meeting enough people and having the thrill of touching those blue faces, you know what I'm saying? I end up running into a friend of a friend of another friend, and through finessing him 4 or 5 times, he ended up turning out to be a police officer, because since he couldn't get me on the substance, he asked me for a firearm. And when I brought him a firearm, he ended up being a police.
Now, was he a regular? I think you had told me you were doing, serving your sentence. He wasn't a regular police, and you saw him do a lot of things.
No, what it was he hung out with me. You know what I mean? We kicked it frequently. You know what I mean? Shot pool. You know what I'm saying? And we partied. The whole shebang. But the point of the matter was, he was a San Francisco police officer. And what ended up happening is, we would hang out, we would kick it, and after a couple of times of hanging out with him, I knew what I was doing, because I always had that feeling, being the reason why I do what I do with certain individuals when it comes to business. Point being said, he said, because we were cool, man, my sister got beat up by a boyfriend, man, can you give me a firearm? So, half-ass thinking that he's a cool dude, and you know what I'm saying, we got a good rapport. I said, yeah, I got you. So I told him that I could get him, you know what I'm saying, merchandise-wise, that I could plug him in with. He let me know it's all good. So a couple weeks go by, and he gives me a call, and we meet up. And when we meet up, that's when I found out that he was a police. So I bail out on that certain situation after sitting in jail for a week. And the first court date I go to, I'm good, because I flipped the script. I had a forklift license at the time, so I flipped the script and got a job while I was out on bail, and still continue to hustle in those environments that I go to, without even worrying about the case that I'm fighting. I'm in the same environment and everything, which bothers me when I think about it now. But the point that I'm saying is, I'm still going hard, all gas, no brakes. I'm still doing my thing. You feel me? Checking my chicken. And the first court date, I'm good. The second court date, 30 days later, it was bad. And the coldest part is, out on bail, going to work every day, just being able to live a regular life and be a square. I was like, damn, this shit is too good to be true. I was like, I just sold a pistol to an undercover. I'm out on bail and I'm working as if I know nothing's about to happen. I was like, man, that's too good to be true. I know I'm going to jail. There's no way in hell I'm going to beat this. And what ended up happening is, when I go to the second court date, he shows up with the ATF. So when they tell me that I'm under arrest and, you know what I'm saying, blah, 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 and they give me the rundown, I'm not tripping. But as he's walking me to my cell, he tells me, man, I'm going to miss you out there, man. We was really turning it up. I said, oh, my God. You feel me? And that's when the journey started. I remember, I'll never forget those words, man. He told me, I'll never forget you out there, man. I'm going to miss you. He was really turning it up. Like he was really like my boy or something. Because when he arrested me the first time, over the pistol, he had told me, man, I'm sorry, man. I was just doing my job. That's how much fun we had. That's how hard we were kicking it. You know what I mean? Because those words were really sincere. Even though he was just doing his job, it's understandable. Playing devil's advocate, looking back at it from now. But the point of the matter is, it is what it is. And it's just like he asked me when it had all went down. He said, how come every time I purchase from you, it never was what I wanted? I said, because when you are in an environment and you purchase anything from an African American, you never spend more than $20, 40 tops, because you already know that you're not going to get what you paid for. And from my perspective, I don't know who you are, so it's only right that I fuck you. Excuse my language. So either way it goes, we was both playing each other, but at the end of the day, I was playing it so good that I could never regret it for what it's really worth because I knew what I was doing. But within doing what I was doing, I knew how to cover my own ass. So I walked out that federal institution with 46 months and I only did 34. Then I really could have been doing more if I wasn't the type of person that I am who thinks the way that I think. So with that being said, I give myself a pat on the back. I took it on the chin and I'm back on these streets, man. You understand what I'm saying? Straight like that.
You're back on the streets, but not on the streets. I want to make that clear. But before we even go there, because this interview, it might be a two-part, three-part, I want to talk about, you did your time a month in California, and then I want you to tell the people out there while you were in California and then you were hoping to go to the feds, what was the difference like, and why did you enjoy the feds more than being in Alameda County?
Well, Alameda County, you know what I'm saying, sitting around a bunch of individuals that I already know, it's cool, but it's like messy. You know what I'm saying? When you sit in jail with a bunch of individuals that's from where you from, everybody's just gossiping and trying to get each other business. Plus, a lot of people might not get along. So it is what it is. You just got to act accordingly and go with the flow. But when you go to an environment where it's only a couple of you guys from where you from, and you out your element, it's easier to navigate through the bullshit. It's easier to just sit back and do your time, and it's just easier, period, because you don't know nobody. So jail is not an environment where you are trying to be friendly. You know what I'm saying? So with that being said, it was just an easier experience. Like, I've been in jail. And being from Oakland, I've been in jail in San Francisco. I've been in jail in Modesto. I've been in jail in Bakersfield. I've been in jail in Merced. I've been in jail in Solano County, which is Fairfield. So I've been in jail in New Orleans. So the point that I'm saying is whenever I have a jail experience or whenever I've been locked up, been incarcerated, I should say, and I've been out of bounds outside of Oakland, the experience is always easier because I don't know nobody and I'm representing where I'm from, and me being a stand-up guy, you know what I'm saying, I hold my own. So with that being said, it was a easy transition going from Santa Rita in North County to going to Marietta to Florida, because one thing that's different from being in a county or being in a state institution than being in a federal institution is in a federal institution, you're not locked up in your cell all day for the most part, depending on what institution you're in and the level of it, the level of that institution. So I was in the medium high, but I never really had to experience lockdowns for weeks and stuff like that due to altercations and other things that was going on. So God blessed me from that standpoint, but at the same time, it really didn't feel like jail because the institution I was sent to, the whole staff was women. So,
okay.
With that being said, I mean, you talking to women all day. You got enough money on your books to where you're not really having a bad day or no problems in there. So at the end of the day, it was an experience that was not necessarily needed, but I grew from it and I learned from it. But it never really affected me from the beginning to the end because I came in that situation good. You know what I mean? Now, if I didn't come in that situation as Kalifornia Zeeduh and I didn't have money on my books and money already put up and I didn't have the supporting cast that I had, then maybe emotionally it wouldn't have been an easy, smooth transition. Financially, it sure wouldn't have been. And then at the end of the day, being outside my element, being away from home, it really wouldn't have been. But consider that you add those certain key components to my situation, it was really easy, man. I mean, you know, I had a ball. I mean, I'm not trying to glorify for what it's really worth, but I wake up every day, I work out, I play shuffleboard, I play bocce ball, I shoot some pool. You know what I'm saying? I pop my collar and pop my whip. You know what I'm saying? To some of the female staff, me being from where I'm from, it's different. So at the end of the day, they gravitate to me more. They rock with me. You know what I'm saying? And then it just was what it was. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm really legendary. You know what I'm saying? From that standpoint, I mean, you know what I mean? You could throw me up there with the Lil B's and other individuals from the Bay Area that sat in federal institutions. Even though my charges or my cases might not have added up to theirs, the point of the matter is I made it there. So at the end of the day, you feel me? You can sit there and put me, you know what I mean, somewhere in that bracket, because at the end of the day, you know what I mean? I'm a federal individual, straight like that. You know.
Now, some may hear this and they'll be like, "Whoa, it almost sounds like he could go do more time, or he was comfortable." But you know, when people think of jail, they think, well, at least for heterosexual men, you're gonna miss women the most. But we've been reading more and more books, like Corruption Officer by Gary Hayward, where we hear, I mean, more and more relationships with inmates and staff happen. So I want to get into that to say, I mean, how do you get over not having a woman, or do you not have to worry about that? Now, I don't want you to expose too much game, but, you know, how do you get so comfortable with not having a woman?
Well, I'm going to say it like this. First and foremost, you know, I'm not a cockhound. Due to my lifestyle and the things that I'm into, you know what I mean, before being incarcerated, it's really against the law, you know what I'm saying, whether religious-wise being a Muslim or, you know what I'm saying, being in the game of representing that 16th letter, the 16th letter being that P. So if you are really, you know what I'm saying, an extraordinary gentleman, you know what I'm saying, and you representing that 16th letter, you know what I mean, and your macking is really intact, sex is really not on your mind more than money. And I've never jacked off in my life. Now, that might come off as far-fetched or whatever, but my whole mentality when it comes to playing with myself is, that's a woman's job to have my dick in her hand, not mine. So with that being said, I don't even think about vagina when I'm locked up, because at the end of the day, how can I miss something that I've had so much of that I now can't have to a degree to where eventually I don't even think about it because I can't get it. If that makes sense. It's like you can't miss something that you can't have. You feel me? And when you're in jail, when you've been in jail for like more than a year or two, it's like you're a virgin again. It's like you never really, it's like, it's not even on your mind to where you damn near forget that you even have. Yeah, exactly. So with that being said, it really wasn't something that, you know what I mean, I would keep on my mind when I got an MP3 player. I'm in a basketball league, a softball league. I'm in a flag football league. You know what I mean? It's like I'm programming and I'm functioning in such a way where that's like not even a part of my thought process. Like, sure enough, when I'm watching TV and we watching Love and Hip Hop and the Kardashians and things of that nature, I mean, you don't look at the women, but the mind control and the self-control that I have wouldn't allow me to sit in front of the TV and idolize a woman to the degree to where it turns me into a creep because of the environment I'm in. Because at the end of the day, mind you, I didn't have to fantasize about women, you know what I mean, because my supporting cast was so strong, I could get on the phone and call at least 5 to 10 that, you know what I'm saying, I actually encountered and interacted with, to whereas it really didn't feel like I was really out the loop. You know what I mean? From that standpoint, it's just physically, yeah, I couldn't reach out and touch them, but at the same time, you know what I mean? They were supportive to me from an emotional standpoint that was worth more than a physical interaction or encounter. Plus, I had a visit, you know what I mean? My girlfriend came and saw me, so with that being said, that made up things a whole lot easier. But when you got a whole staff that's all women, then it's like you can always test your game, you can always test your skills. You know what I'm saying? So being able to be in that position.
we hear a lot of people, from lockup to just barbershop talk about, oh, but you miss a hug and you just want to have a hug. And then when they show this on TV, they show men cutting other men's toenails and that being cool because it's inside. Did you see any of that in the feds?
Well, I saw toenails get clipped. I saw certain individuals taking showers with each other. You know what I mean? And then I go in the shower right after. You know what I'm saying? Because not by force, not by choice, but by force. You know what I'm saying? I have to use the shower. And I will see handprints of soap. I see soap suds on the wall in handprints. You know what I'm saying? Like, for real. I seen dudes getting massages, man. I seen dudes going to the store, you know what I'm saying, maxing out the limit, you know what I'm saying, just for sexual favors to be done in return, you know what I'm saying, with numerous guys, you know what I mean. There was one guy, you know what I'm saying, at the spot I was at, you feel me, they called him Strawberry, but at other spots they called him Watermelon because he had so many black seeds in him. So I'm just saying, man, I didn't see that to a degree to where, from one perspective, you can look at it as finessing and a survival tactic. And I've seen it from another perspective where it just is what it is. You know what I'm saying? Some people aren't strong as others. You know what I mean? But it's unfortunate. But I mean, you got to do what you got to do when it's all said and done, because the three things that you must remember, these three words, when you are ever incarcerated, these three words will help you get by. Improvisation, appreciation, and sacrifice. You got to improvise when necessary. You got to appreciate whatever somebody's going to send you and whatever you got. And you always got to make sacrifices to make it, to get through that day, to get through, you know what I'm saying, the heartache, the pain, or the stress, or whatever. So with that being said, everybody is different, man. But I know me personally, you know what I'm saying, getting ready to get out, I told a friend of mine this. I said, man, I could do another 5 years as long as I got at least $10,000 on my books, because I blew $10,000 in 33 months. So the point being said, if I had to do another 5 years and had at least $10,000 on my books, that was the only thing that I learned during that short amount of time that I just did. As long as I got 10 G's, I could do 3 to 5 at least, because I'm not missing nothing, and I got enough money, you feel me, to get through the time that I'm about to do, to whereas I ain't gonna be stressing. And since I'm sitting in the feds, I'm not really missing out on anything as far as what's going on outside. I'm just not outside. I got all the cable channels everybody else got. I'm watching everything everybody else watching. I got a cell phone with the internet on it, Android, iPhone, all the shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm in there eating shrimp. I'm in there eating steak. I'm eating pasta, burritos, cheesecake, chicken fried rice, steak fried rice, all the shit, sweet and sour, the whole shebang. I'm getting I'm watching whatever was in the movie theaters every Friday night. You know what I'm saying? A couple months after it came out. So at the end of the day, man, I really wasn't tripping. You feel me?
Now, when you say you were eating good and eating like that, is that from the kitchen, or are you making it? You know, we see on TV folks is making it in their own cell.
Yeah, it's like this, man. The kitchen got the chicken tenders. The kitchen got some food, and then where I was at, our commissary list was, I mean, it was marvelous. I mean, I didn't buy top ramen. I ate the other kind of noodles, the pho noodles, the noodles. You know what I'm saying? I didn't do the top ramen. You know what I'm saying? I did the A's noodles. You know what I'm saying? The Vietnamese joints. You know what I'm saying? The real joints. You know what I'm saying? The quail noodles with the fish balls. So I eat pho on the street. So to know that I'm sitting here, I'm sitting behind these walls eating pho with sriracha sauce. You know what I'm saying? Or I'm eating nachos with tapatio on it. It's like I still got the same shit I got on the street. I got all the condiments, you know, the Miracle Whips and the Heinz ketchup, you know what I'm saying, for my cheeseburgers. And, you know, I mean, I'm just saying at the end of the day, you did I got microwave, you feel me? So I can heat shit up. I got washer and dryer to wash my own clothes. I could pay somebody to wash my clothes. I mean, the only thing I'm really missing here is a woman's touch. But if the whole staff is women and I got a couple hours, you feel me? The longer that I'm in this environment, eventually, whether I'm sliding her a couple dollars or she digging my style, I'm going to get inside her pants. It was just a matter of time. I just didn't have enough time. You feel me? But at the same time, you know what I mean? I just realized that it was a great experience, but it wasn't nothing that I was trying to do for the rest of my life. However, if it happened again, as long as I got $10,000, you feel me? It's nothing.
We really hope and pray you don't got to do it again, because you're doing big things, got the job, getting certified in everything that you can, and got the big construction gig. But let's get into I want to get into something, but we're going to take a short break because I want to talk about some of the individuals that you meet, county versus state versus feds. We're going to get into that. But people, I want you to like and subscribe because we're going to break this up. We're not going to give you all the game at once. So we're going to take a break.